We are pleased to welcome you to this Fostering Faculty Wellness while Supporting Students with the Culture of Care with Darla Branda, Kate Johnson, Shaughnessy Lichtman, and Meredith McCollum, sponsored by the College of Arts and Sciences and facilitated by the UAGC Department of Behavioral Sciences. We hope you enjoy the session. Some of you know our presenters, so please feel free to use the chat and join me in welcoming them. Chat is also a great place to post your questions. We will address them as time permits near the end of the session. Kate, please take it away.
Thanks, Paul. As we strive to support our students through the culture of care, there are unintended consequences that may impact our faculty. And today, we will share some challenges faculty may face and offer some potential solutions to ensure that they are supported by our culture of care framework.
Darla, what are some of the common challenges that your faculty face, and how do you support these challenges with the culture of care? Oh, Darla, we need you to come off of mute.
How about now?
Here we go. That's
okay.
Fantastic.
Sorry, it was off mute on screen, but not on my headset. I'm so sorry about that, everybody. I'm the queen of doing that. So from my perspective, I'm a program chair, so I oversee a lot of associate faculty and one full-time faculty. And I would say, and also I do teach, so I would say the two most common challenges that I see as repeating themes are time and just knowing where to find information especially for the associate faculty. I would definitely say time is probably the biggest challenge. My associate faculty, like everyone else's, they usually have full-time jobs in the field, which is really wonderful because they bring such a wealth of expertise and current knowledge about what's going on in the industry straight to the classroom. However, oftentimes that means they have a really hectic schedule, especially if they've worked a full day. A lot of them end up working overtime. They have families too. Or they end up with a backlog of grading. I see this quite a bit in our program because due to students submitting work late, which is one of those unintended consequences that we have as we extend culture of care to our students by allowing that flexibility. So when this happens, I just reassure them and offer my assistance and let them know that, hey, we understand. Please do your best, and whatever I can do to support you, I'm here for you. Typically, they don't need help, and they can usually get that late work graded quickly. But I just like them to know that we're on their side, and we understand that sometimes they get behind because they're supporting our students. So, we're always learning and growing from that. And then the other piece that I have personally struggled with a lot, I've been here about a year and a half, is just knowing where to find everything, knowing where to locate the information. I have one full-time faculty member and I have 34 associate faculty, and I've hired 15 of those and the full-time person in the past year. So we're a relatively young new team, and just trying to find the information has been a struggle. And learning the new information. We have a lot of trainings that they attend and whatnot. So some strategies that we have used that have been fairly effective in our programs, that we started sending out weekly emails before each term start to welcome faculty to the class. And in these emails that we send, we include information on accessing and seeking support for the virtual lab that we use, how to customize exemplar announcements, the new faculty toolkit, which is my personal go-to for all things resource related, and along with teaching and course expectations. The new faculty toolkit is really amazing. It includes lots of resources, and it's grouped by category. So you can find what you need pretty quickly, and it includes links to those resources. This helps, I think, with faculty, supporting them on what I would call their scavenger hunt for information. In addition to that, I send frequent emails on upcoming webinars and trainings. I host quarterly meetings during evening hours so my associate faculty can attend. Some of my faculty sit on my advisory board, so they are involved that way, and I can support them that way. And then additionally, our department has worked very hard, and I think I don't want to say all the names because I can't remember who was leading the charge, but we have developed a Department of Health Sciences resource room for faculty. It's called the Faculty Resource Room. And we house a lot of really important information there. And we even have pages in there for each department. So we can post really helpful things on just how to manage your classroom for a particular class, tips on different assignments that we might have, and things like that. So we try really hard to share as much as we can and point people in the right direction. So thanks much for that question.
Thank you. Great answers. And Meredith, what can adjunct faculty do to deal with the stress of teaching after working full-time?
Thanks for the question. That's a great question. It is something I battle every day. It is what I do. I think everybody has their own way of, decompressing. But personally, what I do is I take at least 30 minutes after my full-time job, which is working from home. So I'm sit in the same spot where I teach at. And it is, I take at least 30 minutes. I'll go for a walk, or I'll watch a funny show or a funny, something to lighten my mood before I then go into look at, what school what I have to teach today, what needs to be done. Also, I find it very helpful to make lists and prioritize what needs to be done. Can't say that I always follow those lists, but that is that's my goal for that. I think that those two things help me, stay focused in what I am trying to accomplish here in helping the future of HIM. And but thank you very much for that question.
Your students and everyone are lucky to have someone with your dedication. Thank you for your answers. Sean, how can university resources be efficiently distributed and identified to enhance faculty integration, job satisfaction, and overall effectiveness in fulfilling their academic role?
Hi, thank you for the question. So supporting not just the new faculty, or not just the current faculty, but current faculty is important in creating that successful integration into the academic community. So to ensure that the faculty have the resources they need to thrive in their role, you should prioritize targeted support, maybe mentorship or professional development opportunities. So something to consider for me is having a mentor or even peer support. So maybe pairing a new faculty member with an experienced faculty member can provide the opportunities for collaboration, knowledge sharing, skills development, or even just basic networking in the program. And then maybe even welcome emails. So if a new faculty is onboarded, like letting the rest of the faculty in the program know, so we can send like welcome emails, like welcome to, University of Arizona, just creating the inclusivity of welcoming them so that they can know that they're supported and have that encouragement to achieve their goals. And then another area can be professional development, such as this opportunity for me, as an example, has allowed me to not only contribute, also to learn as well. I think these opportunities like this strengthen that culture of continuous learning and excellence. And then I think lastly is going to be having that collaborative platform, such as through Teams, where faculty can facilitate knowledge sharing, exchanging ideas, and just collaborate with each other so that we can have those extra opportunities and collaboration. We can share issues or questions with a course we're teaching with another faculty that maybe they've already taught, or even field-specific information, such as, hey, AHIMA has this webinar on health informatics if you guys want to join in. Like just throwing out other opportunities that we know about in the field. This allows us to share and stay aware of the current fields in the topic as well. Obviously, I work full-time, so I can contribute that, but I'm a continuous learner. I love to just learn and jump on webinars. Even if I'm at work, I'll jump on a webinar. Just continuous learning as a manager really helps you. So I think having that support, like maybe a mentor or a faculty who's more experienced. I've been with the university for just a year now. I never taught at a different university before. So just having these opportunities for us to facilitate and enhance our learning together and just being able to collaborate more will ultimately contribute to the effectiveness in fulfilling their academic role outside of the workplace.
Those are excellent answers. It's difficult even just to let people know what options are available to them. So those multiple strategies are fantastic. Kate, how does developing evidence-based practices in college faculty reduce stress and fatigue?
Thanks, Paul. I'm so grateful to be on this panel, and might even feel like having me on here is out of left field, but I'm excited to be able to share that we think about the care and support of faculty in many realms within the institution, and within faculty development is one of those places. So the way that we develop that so that faculty can reduce stress and fatigue is through the development of expertise. So expertise in faculty practice is not merely knowing more, it's knowing better. So when we invest time and effort in mastering our craft, faculty can gain a profound advantage in the classroom. First, through efficiencies. People who have an expertise in teaching and learning perform tasks with precision because they've honed their skills, which can allow them extra time to support and guide students. With their confidence, we know that when we know how we want to approach teaching in the class, when we feel comfortable with the theory that drives our work inside and out, we can approach a student's learning journey with a greater sense of assurance. Problem solving, we aren't guessing at the puzzles that are waiting to be solved. Having a deep understanding helps enable us to find solutions that don't feel nearly as stressful. And then adaptability. We recognize patterns in our students' work, we anticipate challenges, and we can adjust our strategies accordingly. Also, reducing stress through mastery allows us to do less guesswork. So when we don't have a solid understanding of evidence-based teaching practices, making a decision in the classroom sometimes can feel like a gamble. Where in contrast, developing expertise allows faculty to root their practice in knowledge rather than luck. Streamline processes, expertise streamline workflows, and we know what works, what doesn't, and then how to optimize those efforts with our students. Time management educators are able to allocate their time judiciously because they understand where high impact tasks and interventions have the greatest effect, rather than spending sort of equal time across the classroom, which may cause unnecessary stress. And then resilience when challenges arise, because teaching is not for the weak of heart. Challenges will arise, but having that expertise allows faculty to draw from that reservoir of experience. And then the ripple effect, expertise fuels innovation. It's the spark that ignites those breakthroughs, but it also helps us as faculty see through issues that may have been confusing or frustrating in the past. So really, in developing that mastery in our teaching practices versus simply looking at the classroom as a set of tasks that we have to complete, we pave the way for ourselves through smoother workflows, reducing stress, and ultimately more innovative classrooms.
Thank you so much. And it's just not possible for us to do our work without the support of you and your teams and all the great people here at our school. Meredith, how can faculty demonstrate a culture of care with their students?
This is one that I hold a close place in my heart because a year ago I battled cancer, and it came out of the blue, just as most things happen. And one thing it allowed me to apply to my students was, you never know what's going on in someone's life. You never know if they had to go to chemo today. You never know if they had to, I've listened to the lady from previous where she was speaking with a student who was on the phone with his sister and she died in a car wreck. while he was on the phone with her. You just never know what anybody's going through. And so what I try to emphasize to the students is I understand life happens, and that's how I approach life now in general, is that you just don't know what anyone on any day is battling, and you need to provide them grace and understanding. And so that is how I approach my students, and hopefully they they respond very well to this. They understand, they get their work in. They're very appreciative. It is not something I see abused. It is something that is, oftentimes a one-off, but I do like to let them know if they do need extra time, they have that opportunity. But thank you for the question.
Meredith, thank you
Yes.
for your personal story and sharing so much of yourself with your students. Sean, how can you create a sense of community among faculty in an online learning environment?
Thank you for the question. Creating a sense of community is just as important in the online setting as it is in the traditional face-to-face setting, for, again, collaboration, engagement, and support in the academic role. This sense of community can be brought on by virtual meetings or social events, maybe just scheduling different events for different times so that if somebody can happen to hop on, it's just allow that for that social interaction between faculty, just to informally share experiences and build those relationships, even in discussing non-work related topics that can foster that sense of camaraderie between the faculty. And then again, I think I mentioned this previously, welcoming and meeting new and current faculty. I couldn't tell you who other faculty are in my program, but I would like to know. I would like to kind of build that camaraderie, again, as even a new faculty, to just grow myself as a professional on the academic side. The online discussion forums could be helpful to engage, again, in sharing university resources, exchanging ideas, even just sharing different articles, even outside of topics of education or within education. One example for me, we're providing a lot of resources, but often because I work a full-time job, I can't go through and click on each link in the faculty toolkit. It's usually when I need it, I can figure it out. I can go access it. But when I learn new things, I like to share them. So for example, a couple months ago, I ran across the Green Zone certification that helps understand our military students. This is important for me. I'm a veteran myself, and I just randomly ran across this. And the first thing that I wanted to do when I found it is I wanted to share it. Like, hey, did you know you can get Green Zone certified? But I didn't feel there was no platform for me to share that with my peers who may not have known like I didn't. So I think building that sense of community is really important, even among associate faculty as well, in every department.
Thank you so much for identifying all of those ways people can connect. And Kate, how do you infuse culture of care into faculty development?
Thanks, Paul. Creating a culture of care within faculty development is really what aids us in building an informed, compassionate, and engaged faculty community. We know that culture of care is really about, a comprehensive support structure for students, academic and personal well-being, but it doesn't stop there. And really that's what this panel is about. But that extends to faculty through faculty development as well. In faculty development, we play a role in shaping the culture because we are prioritizing faculty vitality and faculty growth. A few of the elements that we bring is we are going out and doing research, talking with SMEs internally and externally, doing research on seminal works to really understand how students learn. Trying to design curriculum that is accessible and equity-minded, focusing specifically on evidence-informed or evidence-based teaching practices, and modeling and encouraging the creation of a positive classroom environment. We try to, in all of our interactions with faculty, whether it be in an asynchronous development or a community of practice or in the NFE, always trying to model that positive learning environment, catch people doing well, catch people doing good. Also through identity formation and socialization. So we contribute to identity formation through belonging. We try to help educators, integrate their values and disposition, as I was talking about. That's really aligned with our professional community. And by nurturing that faculty identity, we hope to enhance the commitment and excellence in teaching, as well as, inform our research and how faculty are leading in the classroom. We also do this through community of practices, which I mentioned. In these spaces, we're hoping to foster collegiality, shared learning, and innovation. And then, may seem like maybe a side piece, but we're also assessing how we're doing. So whether it be through actual data, metrics on how people are successfully completing, we're asking those questions, we're surveying, trying to figure out if we're creating the types of environments that faculty find to be great learning environments as well. But really, we as faculty in faculty development, we're always cultivating and attempting to cultivate a better culture of care for our faculty. And that's investing specifically in our educators' growth, and trying to create a thriving academic community where, as Sean was talking about, there are more opportunities, and we have a long ways to go, but more opportunities for faculty to engage as an entire community, as an entire UAGC faculty body, but also encouraging and supporting that happening at the programmatic and department levels.
Thank you so much. And we can feel the culture of care being built here with everybody's contributions and ideas. Well, I will pose the question, what do you think some of your greatest successes are that you've had recently? Or what's something, perhaps maybe a little easier question, what's a situation that really stood out to you as showing off your team's effects?
I'm just going to say real quickly, in meeting this awesome panel that I knew Darla already, but I had the opportunity to meet Meredith and Sean. Sean started talking about how she would love to learn more about what resources are available. And we started talking about, there's faculty help and, anybody can access that. And she said, well, yeah, if I want to go in and open every single one of them to find out what's in there, but who's got time for that? And I, set off a light bulb. We send out a weekly digest. Why don't we highlight some resources, find out what is most searched for, first of all, as far as resources are concerned, and start there. So I love that we have the ability to hear feedback and be agile enough to change processes that can directly support our faculty's needs as they're saying them.
That adaptiveness is so important. A big thank you to Darla, Kate, Shaughnessy, and Meredith for their time and insights. This concludes our Fostering Faculty Wellness while supporting students with the culture of care. Thank you to all of our viewers for joining us. We hope you found the conversation inspiring. On behalf of the Department of Behavioral Sciences and the University of Arizona Global Campus, we thank you. Please have a great rest of your day. We have posted the next sessions in the chat for your benefit.
Thanks all.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.